Hey guys, welcome back to the cookie jar. We're doing what is technically the 6th recipe out of the Blueberry Muffin Murder today. They're the Lisa's White Chocolate Supremes, which is basically a really fancy, different name for a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie. So you are baking these straight off, so preheat your oven to 350. What you're going to need is a cup of melted butter, that's 2 sticks, 1/2 pound, 3/4 cup of white sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 beaten eggs, 2 1/4 cups flour, no need to sift, 2 cups, 1/2 pound real white chocolate or white chocolate chips, 1½ cups chopped macadamia nuts, measure before chopping. So there are a couple of notes throughout the recipe, like if you're using block white chocolate, chop it up into pieces roughly the size of chocolate chips. You can do this in a food processor or by cutting the chocolate in chunks and processing it with a steel blade. If you're using white chocolate chips, just measure out 2 cups. You can use vanilla chips, but the cookies won't taste the same. It also says to measure out the whole macadamia nuts, chop them into pieces roughly the size of peas with a knife, or use your food processor and the steel blade. I actually tried to stick them in my food processor, but in trying to get all of them chopped up, they got way too overdone. If you want fine pieces, go ahead and do that. If not, I would definitely just cut them with a knife or something like that. It says, Lisa developed this recipe and it's just like they say in the potato chip commercials, you can't eat just one. It seems like a pretty simple cookie recipe. Let's get in the kitchen and get started. Here's everything we're gonna need today, all laid out and ready for us. We have our butter already melted in our mixer. So to this, we are going to add the 3/4 cup of white sugar and the 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And we're just going to get that mixed up. I'm just going to let this mix until I don't see any pools of butter sitting on the top. That looks good. To this, we're going to add the 2 teaspoons of vanilla, the 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, and the 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Give that a mix. The next thing going in is the 2 beaten eggs. All right, the 2 1/4 cups of flour. Next, we add in the 2 cups of chocolate chips, and at the same time we're adding the 1½ cups of the macadamia nuts. While I have this up, I'm just going to kind of scrape down the top of my bowl, try to knock in all the excess flour that flew up, and give that a mix. This is fairly wet. It's not a thick batter. It says to drop it by the teaspoons onto an ungreased cookie sheet. So of course I'm just gonna drop it straight out of the scooper. Here is what our dough looks like. So I don't know if I'll be able to do a full count like I normally do. I might just have to add them up as I go. I don't think I have enough trays that can be considered ungreased for this. But I will definitely give you a final amount I got if I can't do it that way. This does look like it's going to make a lot. Okay. Here is our first tray down. I'm just going to finish scooping up what I can. And like I said, I don't think I'll be able to give you a full amount, like shown out like I normally do, because I don't think I have enough trays to do that, but I will definitely count them up and let you know. I will see you when they're all out of the oven. Oh, but they go in 350 for 10 to 12 minutes, it says. You're looking for a nicely browned, is what it says. And so they come out, they cool for 2 minutes on the sheet, and they go onto the wire racks like most of the cookies. So, with that being said, I will see you guys when they are all done. Okay, so we are out of the oven. We got 65 cookies out of this batch. the front and the back. It's good. Nothing really stands out super like, ooh. The white chocolate makes it a little sweeter than I prefer. It's got a good crunch to it. It's got a good flavor. They were really simple to mix up, quick to bake off. Is it something I would make again? I would say sure. It's not a bad recipe. I think it's a good one. I think it's a good cookie. It's a good snack. It's not something I'm going to think about tomorrow though. Next week, we are going to be doing the short stack cookies. I'm thinking they're going to be like a pancakey or a maple syrup kind of cookie. Either way out, I think they're going to be pretty good. So if you're interested in seeing what those are, join us next week. Have a good one.